Hello and welcome to Sasaandgoff live recorded.
I'm Sasha.
I'm Goff.
And that's good enough.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
All right.
How are ya? Another episode for you. Thanks for tuning in, listening, watching, whatever you're doing. If this is your first time checking us out, we basically just kind of BS, shoot the shit for a little bit. We talk about any recommendations we might have, things like that. We also have a bucket that you could probably see up here that at the end of every episode we will pull a topic from. In the following week we will do a top 3 about that. This week we are doing top 3 90s TV/movie babes. So either or, which is
it's a very middle-aged white guy topic.
Yeah, I was going to say,
like it.
I think we should probably, both before we go, pick how many we think we're going to double up on.
Oh, yeah, 2 of them, for sure.
I would think, 2 should be one. 2 should be one, anyway.
What if mine are 90-year-old women?
That'd be rough.
Top 3 90s women.
Well, we were making some jokes beforehand, and I thought that actually would have been a good one, too, but that would have been, probably pretty mean if we started not... I don't know what I'm talking about. This is a great start.
No. Elaborate.
No,
I'd like to know what would have been a good... What were you just talking about?
I was saying it's like if we... Well, no, because it would be really mean. It's like if we were being sarcastic, top 90s babes, and we just did the ugliest women we could think of are the ones that turned us off.
Yeah, that's rude. I'm glad you said that so that our people know what you are like behind the scenes.
Yeah, they know I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
This is our advertising wall up here. You want to get up there? You pay $6. You can knock Useless Dave out of there in the 1988 Tops podcast. Right now he has the top spot because he paid $5, knocking out Mike from Melmac, who had an awesome picture of my grandpa, the late, great Bob Urich. Yeah, thanks. If you want to knock him out of there, $6, we'll put it in this cup right here. Get you a picture up there.
There he is.
There he is.
The late, great Bob Urich.
Yeah. If you're listening, you want to watch us on YouTube, Sasaandgoff.com. You want to give us money like I talked about before. Our Zelle is just Sasaandgoff, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how
it goes
those work.
Directly to me.
Yeah. So,
Which reminds me, I think we have some money in there. I'm going to buy some lunch.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Hey, check this out. Yo mama's so fat, even her shadow has stretch marks. Yeah.
That's
Yo mama's so fat, her belly button holds 2 gallons of water.
good.
This was in a book. This was published in a book.
Yeah.
Your mama's so fat, her car is made out of spandex. Solid.
I just need to know, is my intro so bad that you pulled out an insult? You're like, I can't think anything off the top of my head. I got to tell you how bad you are at this.
No. This is fine, but this is in case of emergency break glass.
Gotcha.
But because you brought up your grandpa, I thought you'd like to know that he's a bookmark in this fine book that I've found.
Thank you.
So.
My go-to book is the Bible that I have down here, and we can read through a little bit. So, you know what? Have you, by any chance, I know you didn't have, I'm going to talk about cicadas, my friend.
Oh, no.
I know you guys didn't have a lot of them out here. Have you heard about these?
No, I don't have the mites or whatever.
Okay. Have you heard about them, though?
Yeah, I take a shower and they go away.
Shut up. No, they do
Dude,
not.
There's a shampoo you can get.
No.
It's over the counter.
So, I'm getting bombed by these things. I got them, on my...
Why didn't you tell me before you came here?
I don't think it's contagious.
This is disgusting.
I did probably bring some with me, though.
Great. I have a dog and stuff. And just a dog.
It must be nice to not live where I live and have been at ground zero for Cicada Watch 2024.
I'll
Cicada-geddon.
I've been to your house once. I'll never go back to that hellhole.
Jeez, damn it.
Your neighborhood, not the house. The house is nice. You do a great job.
Good stuff. Joni kind of laughed at me the other day when we were out to eat, and I said something, and she's like, "That's a dad quote, like a dad line," and it was, I was looking out the window, just looking at people coming in, and I did we got here just in time. So yeah, she's just like, that's a dad line.
Yeah, I heard one yesterday that was the dad looked inside the window. We were at a restaurant and he goes, "Hey, those people look just like us."
Oh God.
And I immediately thought of you. So I don't know what that means, but yeah.
So what's going on with you, man? How are you?
Not too much. I'm good. Couple weird situations this week I thought I would bring up and talk with you. But first and foremost, I was at a a festival with my wife.
Okay.
Last year we became fest people. That's what happens when you just go to a bunch of fests and you listen to music.
Fest dwellers.
Yeah, it's not the best thing in the world. This year we realized we're not fest people unless the fest has good music involved. So like last year we saw Sponge, we saw Wheeze, which is a Weezer cover band, exactly what you would think. Yep. There's all these great bands. By the way, we're going to see Weezer this week. I've never seen Weezer before.
What if Wheeze was just literally a bunch of guys on stage like...
I'm glad you
won't laugh. I will.
I'm glad you moved closer for the up close Wheeze. So anyway, we think it's like the music plays a big part of it because the fest part of it normally sucks.
Yeah, because you're pretty much getting the same food every year.
It's food and it's carnival rides that we don't go to. The one we went to yesterday is one. It actually we used to like live down the street from it, and like they would get like Eddie Money one year.
Nice.
It was like one of the best moments of my life. Everclear, who I'm a big fan of, played there one year. They'll have like a guy who knew Journey or whatever as like a headliner. Yeah. It's like that kind of a festival, but it's pretty good. And then they have this big like art festival that goes with it. Yeah, so we went there yesterday and we're sitting there watching, and I'm like, who's the musical guest or whatever? And so they have some guy named Philip Phillips who was in American Idol apparently.
He got kicked out of Wilson Phillips.
Yeah, he was
the brother, the failure brother.
Yes, he was the non-feminine Wilson Phillips.
Yes.
And then they have Plain White Tees, who are like local, decent size.
Some notoriety there.
And then do you want to guess who's playing tomorrow night or the last night?
I'm going to guess
it's Seventh Heaven.
No, okay.
And I brought them up before, and I further wind knocked out of me.
Yeah. So is this up
they
there?
Play
with,
everywhere.
Is this up there with like the pain of ending a show? Up there with Slayer, NoFX, and Sublime all playing at the same time?
That's probably more because like I care about that, and these guys they're just playing music, so I'm glad for them. But it's like every time I turn my head, Seventh Heaven is there playing a medley.
I don't think I've ever seen them.
Yeah, you will. It's only a matter of time.
You got to get into fests, bro.
Yeah, so we did that fest, and whatever fest is, it's fun, but the fest season is over now. Yeah. Like the fall is here, so I'm glad about that. But we're going through the art fair, and then we see a guy who sells just a bunch of custom-made Crocs.
Okay.
And my wife goes, what kind of stupid, idiotic, moron, bad father would ever want to try and wear Crocs? And I was like, well, it's funny you say that. It's funny that those are the words that you use, because I have it on good authority that our dear friend Goff wants or owns a pair of Crocs.
I don't own. I said I was interested in the fact if someone bought me a pair. I would never buy them myself, and I would probably wear them in the confines of my own home, and you're still not satisfied with this answer.
What size shoe do you wear?
Oh,
what size Croc do you wear?
Probably like 11 or 12, probably in between there.
Okay, just good knowledge.
So you got to cut the back off of one of them.
I'm gonna figure out what kind of Crocs to get you. But yeah,
That'd be awesome.
She was disgusted that you were interested in Crocs. So
I was going through an experimental phase. It was in college.
I get it, but it's unacceptable here.
All right, okay.
You're gonna bring mites to my home and like Crocs.
If I get Crocs, I will wear them over here, and I will put my feet up on them the whole time, blocking myself.
Here's a question for you. What do you think about these people? You drive around, and you might be one of these people. I might be...
Is it the knee out the window?
Yeah. Knee out the window, foot out the window, or foot on the dash.
You're talking driver.
Driver or passenger.
I think foot out the window is... I don't give a fuck. I'm not saying me. I'm saying that's the person. Like, literally, that's the attitude because it's gross. I think it's
okay,
like,
so gross is your answer.
Yes, yeah,
okay.
And it's very, just like I said, it's a good way just to let people know without them asking. I don't give a fuck.
I think it goes further than that. Okay. I think it's like, hey, look at me.
Yeah.
Check out my flexibility.
Okay.
Because it's gross. I agree with you. It's gross is the answer to it. There's no reason for it. Yeah. I can see if you go on a long trip, if you want to put your feet up on the dash.
Okay.
But there's no reason anybody within a half an hour of driving distance of where they should be should ever have their feet out the window. It's disgusting. Honestly, I'm offended by it.
Okay.
So,
Not just, I don't not like it. It genuinely offends me.
I'm offended by it.
I will occasionally, like when I'm passenger, like I'll just have like my foot kind of on the glove box. You know, like low, not up top on the dash, but just my, and I feel like a jerk because it's always...
Yeah, I use my foot and I put it on whoever's in the car.
Yeah. There you go. When you're the passenger, you put it on the driver's lap.
Yeah.
Just to assert dominance.
Yeah, people have to know who's in charge.
Let them know that they're driving you around.
But you know what? Like, that's a person. It's different. If you can't put it on the car.
Yeah.
That would be like putting mites on my car.
Which I did.
It's going to be a whole thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to be a whole thing that I have to clean up.
You could have just let me quickly talk about the bites I have all over my butt. Not all over. I'm making it way worse than it is. I have like 5. But they itch. I looked them up and they say like these things will itch for about 2 weeks. It sucks.
So they're still here. Tell the people about the mites.
All right, so these mites are like, so there's a cicada outbreak in the Midwest, and where they were laying their eggs, apparently there's these little bugs. I don't even know like what they're called, but they're mites. So they're like very small, and they are attracted to whatever eggs they're still able to find. So they're hanging out in like all the trees where the cicadas were, which is, again, my house was like where it all started. So yeah, and
Ground
like so
zero.
Yeah, so like if I park my car like in the driveway under the tree, it's like I'm probably just getting rained on. But again, it's dwindling away. So,
okay.
But yeah, they just leave you like almost like we thought they were mosquito bites at first, and like one of my buddies at work brought it up, and I was like, yeah, actually, Joni's got a couple bites because we don't really sit out that often.
I'm going to be itching like for the next week.
Yeah,
regardless.
It's like when you hear that someone else had lice.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I had lice. Have you
I
ever
have
had lice?
now. No, I never have.
I've had lice.
Not that I know of.
I went to Serbia and I used to play with these stray cats. Not the band.
Stray Cats.
No. I played bass in the upright bass in the Stray Cats, and we went to Serbia.
Okay.
And
touring, obviously.
There was this cat, and I was friends with the cat, and I would like carry it on my head and just like, whoa, look at me.
Yeah, if you can. Why not?
And so I did that, and then I got lice. And my wife is disgusted by that story. But when I
don't know, do cats carry lice? I mean, they carry like ticks and fleas, but
Serbian
I guess.
cats.
Oh yeah, that's not all they carry.
Yeah,
They carry switchblades too.
So we came home from Serbia, and I had to like shave my head and use shampoo.
Before you had the scars.
No, I had the scars.
Oh, was it recently?
Yeah, that's when
More
I was
recently?
Like, well, I mean, 1996 or
okay.
No, even before that, 91. I think it was 91. You know what? I'll say it's 1990. 91. I went to Disney World.
I've never been. Heard it's fun.
You have children and stuff.
I know, but yeah, that is what it is.
Do you and Joni ever question your parent skills?
Skills?
Ability?
No, I mean, like, she's an awesome mom. Like, to be honest with you, and it's like, I feel like...
she's a teacher, though,
she's
right?
the coach, and I'm like the assistant coach.
She's a teacher, though.
Yeah,
right?
there's that. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we get it done somehow, so...
I'm just kidding. Like, I know you guys are good parents, but I just wanted to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, look, I'm sweating now.
I've got some interesting stories that I think.
Yeah.
I want to know what you would do in this situation. I left Meyer the other day.
Bring it.
Do you have any stuff to talk about? Or am I just taking over?
No, go ahead. I got nothing. I was going to ask if you like cereal.
Thank you. Okay, yes.
I need to know, yes or no.
Yeah, well, we have a top 3 cereal, I'm pretty sure, in there. So.
Well, we'll get to it when we get to it.
I'm just ruining all the stuff in the bucket. It's nothing but cereal-related content.
Top 3 General Mills cereals. Top 3 Nabisco.
So I'm at Meijer, and I'm like in my car. I'm leaving Meijer, walking to my car, I should say. And as I'm walking to my car, I see an SUV with the door open, and a lady there's a towel on the ground, and the lady is laying on the towel.
Okay.
And she was like an older, slightly overweight lady. But there's also a guy, like, hand on the door, hand on the car, right? And he was just kind of like talking to her. And he wasn't doing it. Like, she wasn't moving. He wasn't moving. She was laying on the ground like she had was dizzy or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was just kind of like taking care of her is what it looked like. But I also don't know if it was like a domestic event or whatever.
He's the one that knocked her out.
So part of me, the first part of me wanted to be like, hey, do you guys need any...
Yeah, should I get involved?
Yeah. And then I stopped because I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, wait, what if it is a domestic event? Shouldn't I get involved in this? Yeah. And so I got in my car and I went to Culver's and I had a deluxe burger, single. It's a single deluxe burger. You get everything on it. It is less than $5. It's a great burger. It's maybe my favorite burger. Single deluxe.
Culver's is good.
Yeah, Culver's is great. We should do a top 3 Culver's
food items.
Menu items, yeah. But anyway, what would you do with that situation? Would you leave or do you have to get involved with something like that?
I don't, I mean, like, yeah, I probably would have. I don't know.
You would have hit the guy?
Yeah.
No questions asked?
I don't know, because it's like you could have read the situation maybe, and like I can't tell based on like facial expressions, like how to, like, to you, like, if you had to say, like, did you think that it looked like it was okay? Like,
to me,
you're like, no, and that's why I sped off.
If I had to make a guess, I would have guessed that like she was lightheaded and maybe fell.
Yeah.
And he was like, just relax, get up, in a minute, but just sit there, relax, don't do anything. He didn't look like he was like causing trouble. Yeah. He was like a 70-year-old overweight man.
She wasn't like talking shit over her.
No. And he was just standing there, and she was kind of like on her side, kind of like, like maybe a little bit
like
lightheaded.
Probably shaken up.
That's kind of what it looked like, but I don't know how she got there. I don't know why she got there. I don't know if he did anything.
Yeah.
So I didn't know I didn't know what the proper thing to do in 2024 is. In 1990, you shoot them both, right? You move on with your day.
Yeah.
2024, guns and whatever.
No, 2024, you just pull out your phone.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You stand there until like one of them throws a punch at you or something.
Yeah.
What's your favorite cereal? Just give me your one, not your top 3. I don't know why. You seem like a much healthier person than I am.
I was going to say...
We always have cereal in the house, but like my daughter Sadie has like an unhealthy addiction to cereal. She's like rail thin too. She's got a great metabolism. But I don't get to eat it as much, mostly because she eats most of it. But I'll just throw mine in first, and it's Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, you're a rollerblader.
Yep. But it's like, damn,
you knew it was
coming. You know what? I could say Cocoa
coming.
Pebbles, but it's like, nah, it's Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah.
The signs are all here, my friend.
Yeah. No, it's 2 different categories because, like, the cereal, I don't eat cereal.
You have Raisin Bran and then
Well,
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I love Raisin Nut Bran. If
Okay,
that's
yeah, I do
one
too.
thing you're asking. But I
like the clustery type cereals.
I love
like,
the shredded wheat. But if it has the sugar on it, that's the best. But I don't need it with the sugar anymore because I'm an old-ass man. So I just have the regular.
Just like your pretzels, your lame-ass pretzels.
And the other one, I guess, would be like Honey Nut Cheerios. So
what's your fun one?
Oh, like Cocoa Krispies.
Okay.
Not Cocoa Pebbles, Cocoa Krispies.
They're very similar. One's Rice Krispies, basically.
They're different.
Chocolate, but...
They're different.
I know.
Cocoa Krispies is the one. Sometimes I'll have a chocolate Honey Nut Cheerio. Chocolate Cheerio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, life's crazy out here in the suburbs.
When you really get to know someone and what kind of cereal they eat, it's all over.
Why don't we just talk about what we're putting in each other this week?
All right. In each other?
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you listened to last week's episode, he actually, something I put into him, Mad Max Fury Road, he watched. Actually, you watched all 5 of them.
Yeah.
That's, again. All right. As far as what I'm putting in myself, I'll go first. These are actually both super old things, nothing new. It's just a couple, this is what I watched this week. The first one is The Warriors, my favorite movie. Have you ever seen that?
No.
I know you know of it, obviously.
Yeah.
It's a 1979 movie. Came out 2 years before I was born, but somehow by the time I was like 5, it was my favorite movie. This is a movie, like I said, 1979, so it's a little, if you watched it now, it'd be hard for me to convince you. It's like, this is an awesome movie. But it's just about a gang who essentially gets kind of stranded and they got to make their way back. So it's almost like the second half of Fury Road, them trying to get back.
I was going to say, it's 1979. is it post-apocalyptic?
No, it's
kind
not.
Of? Okay.
It's not, but based on the uniforms, like the outfits the gangs wear, because they all wear matching ones, like there's a mime group. But
does a part of you think that, like, the people in Mad Max 1 and these warriors, like, it should have been a musical, and they just, like, took the music? Like...
Actually, because there's a baseball gang, the Baseball Furies. I'm sure you've, like, heard the reference at least.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen, but, like, the way they're painted up, like, it's silly, but it's still, like, ugh, like, it's creepy in the movie.
There used to be a wrestling tag team called the Baseball Furies.
There's a band, I believe, called, a hardcore
after.
band called the Baseball Furies. There's also the Warriors. That could also be named after the Golden State guys. But anyway, yeah, so just probably my favorite movie. If you go back to episodes 1 and 2, I was wearing that shirt because I'm a scumbag, and I wore it 2 weeks in a row.
That's why you have mites.
Yes. The other thing I listened to, actually, I was in a hardcore metal mood. So I threw on, from 2012, you ever heard of the band I Am War?
No.
So this was a super group, if you will, or let's say a mashup. It's the lead singers of Bleeding Through and Atreyu, Alex Varkatsis and Brendan Chapati. Bleeding Through, have you heard them?
I heard of them. I know their style of music, but I'm not.
They're just like fast metal, like I love them. Atreyu, more of like, like I don't want to say new metal, but I mean they're not like fast metal, but they got a lot of screaming and everything. Alex, who's not in Atreyu anymore, and I don't think he left the band like for this, because this was just they wanted to do like a side project. But anyway, the album's it's I Am War. The album is called Outlive You All, which is hilarious because it's the only one they ever put out. But yeah, it's just it's very quick. It's 13 songs, 26 minutes, and it's literally just like, I mean, like if you want to just listen to a fast like metal album.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's, and I believe your cousin Nick is the one who like I said in 2012, like I probably ripped it from him, from my iPod, but yeah, just I don't know why. That's the beautiful thing about like all these streaming services and whatnot. It's like, oh man, I forgot my Michael Jackson CD or whatever. When you just have it all on your phone, and it's just like, oh shit, I haven't listened to this band in 20 years, And
it sucks when you have one that is not on the streaming service. Like I was going through my Apple I don't even know what it's called, where you keep music on your Apple.
The iTunes store or
whatever.
So there's like Apple Podcasts now too, and it's like those are all different.
And I'm an Android person, so like I just use Spotify for everything. But when I was going through all my stuff that I have, I was like, I wish I could put this on my current playlist on Spotify.
Well, do you subscribe to Spotify?
Yeah.
You should be able to have it, because we have Amazon, and it's like $7.99 a month or whatever, and it's just unlimited music. I mean, like, because if I go on
but
Spotify,
I'm talking about like local bands that are not on stuff.
Okay, I hear
so
you.
I have stuff that like is on my computer that I would love to hear somewhere.
Okay,
but I can't because
gotcha.
They haven't
like
been a band in 12 years.
Type.
Sure.
Where you literally couldn't find them.
Exactly.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, that's mine too. How about you?
Okay, I got a couple for you. First, I'm going to go music. This one's specifically for you, I would say. I don't know if you've heard this band before, if I've told you about them before, but they're named Cosmic Joke. Have you heard about them?
No.
California band. To me, they're like older sounding. Like maybe they're our age, maybe a little bit younger, but they're kind of like Bad Religion-y, and then a little bit more hardcore past that.
Okay.
So like, I can't stop talking about this band, Angel Dust. I love them. I've been listening to them nonstop for the past year. Anytime I see one of their flyers and I see the other bands who are like on that flyer, I will check out all those other bands to see if I like them. And I've found some bands through that. So Angel Dust was coming to play this festival at the Metro in Chicago, and there was like 7 or 8 hardcore bands on this. And this was one of those bands, Cosmic Joke.
When was this? I'm sorry.
2-3 months ago, something like that. And so I saw them, I listened to them, and out of all the bands that were on there was like 2 that I was like kind of interested in. This was actually my favorite band that was going to open for them, for Angel Dust.
It's a cool name.
And I would have gone to the show if it wasn't $55 to go to a hardcore show, which is wrong in so many different aspects of it. But yeah, before the fees, by the way, $55. So I didn't get a chance to go see these guys play, but I've been listening to their music, and they're pretty good. So Cosmic Joke, the song Kamikaze is like the one that I have on my playlist and stuff like that. So.
Do they have a catalog, or is it like one album? Or
I think I don't want to say because I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know enough. And then the other thing that I watched this week, I actually watched 2 comedy specials, and kind of interesting because they are 2 people who are friends and who have been friends for about 30 years. So one of them is the Joe Rogan special on Netflix, which he did a live special, which is kind of cool. You know, there's a lot of pressure to do like a live
like
thing.
a live podcast or like stand up.
But
gotcha.
live.
All
Like
right.
so, if he messed up,
Yeah.
it's in there. You know, there's no editing, there's no
Gotcha.
fixing
Okay.
it. So he did that. It's called Burn the Boats on Netflix.
I saw the thumbnail for it.
And then his friend, like lifelong friend, Greg Fitzsimmons, who is somebody who, like, if you saw him, you would know who he is.
Okay.
But you don't
I
really
don't know the name.
He's a more of a comedian than he is a celebrity or whatever. And so he's got a special that just came out called You Know Me on YouTube. And so both of these guys just put out the specials. They've both been friends for a long time. I think Fitzsimmons was just on Rogan recently. We don't talk a lot about Joe Rogan and whatever. A lot of people have opinions on him or whatever. I don't mind Joe Rogan.
I feel like he's a very divisive person.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like he shouldn't be.
Yeah, I don't really have an opinion. It's funny though because Joni and I were talking about him the other day. I think it's just, which actually I'll get into it more because I have like one more thing I can talk about after you're done. But yeah, I don't really have an opinion on him. I guess I don't listen to his podcast. It's nothing against him. I just don't.
The thing that people don't like is because obviously he's turned into like a more right leaning, but it's not like he is a just full on right wing person. I mean, he even talks about it in the special that he put out. Now, that being said, I don't like the special. I don't think it was good. I don't think it was funny. And that's where he messed it up. Like, you can have jokes on both sides of the political spectrum and make it funny. Like, there's a guy named Mark Norman.
I know him.
I love Mark Norman, and I think he straddles the line perfectly of
not taking a side or showing both sides. What do you?
I think showing both.
Okay.
Because you know what it is?
Taking jabs at both sides.
It's calling out hypocrisy on both sides is what it is.
Okay, yeah.
Which is great.
Taking jabs.
Which is great. He'll go this side, and then he'll go this side, come on this side. And like both sides get mad at him, or both sides are like happy when he talks bad about the other thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like he straddles the line well. Whereas like the Joe Rogan special to me was kind of like we're old men who complain on a podcast, right? This was kind of old man complainy, and the jokes weren't good enough to be a special. If you ask me,
the reason
I don't think also this special had a chance because you either like him or hate him in general.
I mean, this is still a guy though that how many downloads does he get? Like he has episodes like every day, right?
I don't know, like a couple times a week or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, like he's still got. I mean, he's one of the biggest. I'd say like
and it's not like this is going to hurt him in any way.
Yeah,
it wasn't as funny as like I've seen him before. I mean, it was a long time ago. I saw him at the Schaumburg Improv.
Oh wow!
So like. I've seen him do comedy, and I'm okay. Like his old specials were funny. You know, some of it's funny, some of it's not. He's not like my favorite comedian in the world or anything like that. But I liked his stuff enough to like give him a shot to watch it. You know, and it wasn't enough jokes, and that's the problem. It's like more preach than punchline or whatever. So like, and then on the other hand, the Greg Fitzsimmons one, which I went into like knowing who he was, thinking I kind of knew where he was going to be. And I loved this special way more. If we're comparing them, I liked it more than the Rogan. But I just liked this special in general. It was like, I mean, he's an old man, an older guy or whatever.
Okay.
It's dirty. You know, it's a dirtier special. You know, tougher topics to listen to or whatever. Greg Fitzsimmons. And but it's funny. It was very good. And it was actually filmed at Joe Rogan's Comedy Club, like which is like supposedly a very cool place or whatever. But I really loved that special. I thought it was incredible, and I didn't think I was going to, you know, like I go in with an open mind, but I didn't think I was going to like laugh as much as I did. So so that's that. We don't give suggestions. We just talk about what it is. So.
Yeah, no, so that's cool.
So you go watch them, and you tell me what you think about it. So
all right, actually, this isn't this is more just like stuff that's just been popping up, probably just because my phone's catching what we're talking about and everything. So I've just been watching tons of reels on YouTube and Instagram, just like Gillis, Tony Hinchcliffe. Like, I'm watching a lot of Kill Tony, which is just like, I don't want to like this show because he's just such an asswipe.
Wait, who?
Hinchcliffe. I mean, like...
He's so good.
Maybe, you know what, though? But I think the reason I'm watching more of these is because I'm also seeing the ones when someone's on stage for 15 minutes with him, and it's like a nice conversation, and him actually like, wow, you did a great job. Because I think, well, my introduction to him was the Brady Roast. And I'm like, I have no idea who this guy is. I've never heard of him. And it's like, why is he so popular? Who is this dude? And then, like, I think that the first person, one of the guys at work, told me who he is and like what Kill Tony is, and I was kind of like, I would watch some clips, and it's like, this guy's just like mean, you know. And it's like, that's why I could never be a stand-up comedian, because I'm too like, they're just. I appreciate like stuff like that, I jokes, but sometimes it's just like, man, you didn't have to go that far though. But I know sometimes it is just like, no. Get the hell off the stage, like they won't, or they're when they're fighting back, and it's like
he in particular is a like great
one of the best
roast comedian in particular. Like those types of jokes are, which you saw at the Brady thing. Like
which I didn't see his whole like monologue.
Okay,
but no, I will say that he's warming on me, and I'm starting to appreciate that. I mean, obviously for what that show, because I was watching like a top 3 list the other day, like the worst interactions or whatever at Kill Tony, and like the first one was like when they were in probably a room about this size, you know, and it's just insane to now they're like, you know, they say Madison Square Garden,
that's what I was going to say. Good for and it's a great show because it is an open mic is what it is. It's like, you know, him and his friends are like kind of
I've like I got into it to where I like looked at the rules and everything, and it's just like, all right, it's kind of cool though. It's like, even if you suck, you still get a minute. You know? And
it's a like, great setup, and like a lot of good people have come out of it, and he is like super quick. Like that's one of his like best things is like anything that comes up, it's like he can associate things right away. And I like him. Kill Tony, I listen to like. I'll listen to it for 2 months, and then I won't listen to it for 2-3 months. That's a long
podcast, though, isn't it? Like 2 hours? Like,
yes.
I
thought you meant 2 months.
Wait, what?
Because I said I listened to it for 2 months.
Oh, yeah.
All right. 6 steps ahead of you, who I thought you were 6 steps ahead of me.
No.
And now we're both 6 steps behind each other. Anyway, Hinchcliffe is funny, and like I said, like I can listen to it for a couple months, and then I kind of get, not sick of it, but like, okay, give me some time off of this, and then I get back to it eventually. But yeah, it's become super, super popular and crazy.
Yeah, and I just, like, I can't stop watching the Trump and Biden from that. I mean, like, they were just, because like, Shane Gillis is so good with the hand gestures for Trump, and it's like, he does that in his stand-up already. That's why he's, like, it comes so natural to him, because he always, you know, he uses it to show emphasis. And yeah, I do agree with you. I'm starting to see that a little bit more, like where he kind of laughs to almost tell you to laugh.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe not the right word, but it's like charming to me. Like I find it funny. Yeah. And like that's what Joni said too. She's like, he reminds me of like a little kid in a grown man's body. Like the way he emotes and acts is like really.
Yeah, I don't mean it in like a negative way.
Yeah.
Either like it's kind of like almost this like sign for you to laugh, and he kind of like urges it on a little bit, you know, like
because it's like when the joke is too funny that he has to snicker in it, and then we're all like, oh yeah, that was a good one.
I generally don't like that kind of stuff when people laugh at their own jokes while they're doing them, or like the Dave Chappelle knee slap or whatever. But like, I mean, it works for all of them, so whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, just a lot of I guess Hinchcliffe and Gillis, I'd say. So actually, that's what I wanted to talk about real quick with the Joe Rogan one, because I was watching. It was the one when he was talking about how he got like fired from SNL. So it was like a 10-minute clip, and at one point he's just like, you know, but I told him that doesn't matter to me because one day I'll just end up on Joe Rogan. And Rogan did not. I don't know if he wasn't paying attention or if he was like maybe stoned out of his mind, because I know he smokes a lot on the show, but like. He just completely missed the joke, and it was so awkward. And it's like, I guess it's not a big deal because it's just the two of them. But then when he tried to recover, I thought it was good. You didn't get the joke? Like, stop, dude, stop it. Because,
I can't listen to, like, him on Rogan anymore, or
He's
even
been
like,
on so many times.
or even like Mark Norman, who I'm a huge fan of. I hate when they do like the Protect Your Parks when it's those three and Ari Shaffir is also on it.
Yeah.
And it's too much for me, but like stand up wise, Gillis is like top notch. Hinchcliffe, I don't even like know his stand up. Like I don't know if he has specials. I don't know anything about him. Like
he does have a Netflix special.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I guess I just kind of doing.
Yeah, I know more of his like Kill Tony stuff. I don't know his comedy stuff. So this week we're doing our top 3 90s movie or TV babes.
Babe is such an awesome word, especially when you're talking about this era.
Yeah.
My buddy Gabe, I don't hang out with him anymore. He used to say that all the time. He'd be like, "Yeah, check out those babes over there," like talking about like older chicks.
Gabe's
awesome.
babes.
Yeah, Gabe.
Yeah,
Nice.
I like it. So, I mean, we're going to do our top 3 here, but I think all of these are probably interchangeable. I'll just start it off.
All right.
I think my potent notables are going to be more interesting than my top 3. But my top 3, I'll start it off with my favorite, Wayne's World, Tia Carrere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what can you say? I don't think we can go in depth too much on these. It's like... what
I know, yeah, it's like
it's
that's
creepy and whatever.
3,
but yeah, I mean, like she's in Wayne's World. Then she was in like True Lies or whatever.
Yeah.
Then she was also in Jury Duty with Pauly Shore. I'm a big Pauly Shore fan, so she was in all the stuff for me. I'm a big Tia Carrere fan. Let me tell you something about myself. Not much into the Asian women.
Okay.
I don't mean that as a negative. It's just it's never been for me. And I don't know. She's Asian, Hawaiian.
Something,
Yeah.
Polynesian, maybe.
Polynesian.
I have no idea.
Yeah. But that's my top 3 babe.
Okay, my number 3, we talked about her dad on last week's episode. It's Kelly Bundy, daughter of Al Bundy. Obviously, Just Married with Children was such a fantastic show, so everyone was watching it anyway. Yeah. But yeah, she's also, I give her props for still being relevant now. Considering her brother on the show isn't really, and neither is... Well, Katie Siegel was on Sons of Anarchy, and obviously Ed O'Neill killed it on Modern Family.
It's just
Bud. That new Clippers
it's
show.
Just Bud Bundy who's struggling over
it. Yeah, but that's my number 3.
Okay. My number 2 is going to be Kelly Kapowski, Saved by the Bell.
Absolutely.
I mean, what can you say?
Nothing.
Zach's babe.
Yeah.
AC
Slater's babe for like a week.
Does AC
Screech's babe for like 1 episode.
What do you think? Does AC stand for Air Conditioning Slater?
Albert Clifford.
Is it Albert Clifford? Are you a big...
I'm a super fan, yeah.
Okay, I didn't mean to offend you there.
Idiot.
All right, well, Kelly Kapowski, and then, of course, she's been in everything, and she's still a babe to this day.
Her husband, actually, in real life, is on Parks and Rec.
Oh.
He plays... Well, he comes in like, I think, season 6.
Okay.
He's in like 3 or 4 episodes, but...
All right. Yeah. Well, that's my number 2. Your number 2 is also Kelly Kapowski?
No, my number 2 is actually... It's a TV show that is very similar to Married with Children, and it's from Unhappily Ever After, Nikki Cox.
Oh, Jay Moore's ex-wife.
Also Bobcat Goldthwait's fiance.
And Bobcat Goldthwait now lives in Naperville, Illinois.
Does he really?
He does.
I didn't know what his status was. I swear I was hoping you weren't going to say he lives in the ground or something.
No.
I swear that's where I thought you were going to point out.
No, I love him. He does local comedy still all the time around here.
Also a Police Academy guy. Come on.
Of course, obviously, yeah.
Nikki Cox, ungodly hot. And actually she also dated the guy that was on Entourage, who was what's his name? Ryan.
Okay.
He was on the show with her.
Yeah.
I remember seeing early on, because I remember the show used to be on Channel 9, and it was like the last show before the news, and it was like there was a news break, and it's like, also it's like, just see how these celebrities are doing, and it was like Nikki Cox and him like taking pictures together, and she's like a foot taller than him.
Yeah,
it was just so weird, but it's like, good for them, I guess. But yeah, dude, just
that's solid. That's a
monster
solid
babe.
Yeah, monster babe.
Monster babe.
My number 1, also monster babe. You already talked about her.
Oh.
Kelly Bundy.
Yeah.
Number 1 in my heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kelly Bundy. I have one-handed clapped a lot to Kelly Bundy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
Oh yeah, I do. But for those who don't, tell them.
I support her with one hand.
Yeah. All right.
Clip it.
Yeah.
No, don't clip it. Don't clip any of this. All right, clip all of it.
All right, I'll do it. That it?
That's mine.
All right, man. You guys want to hear some diversity here. My number one is Kelly Kapowski, Tiffany Amber Thiessen. So, yeah, we did say that it would be two, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm, like I said, Saved by the Bell super fan. So,
Okay.
love her. Love Lark Voorhees, too. Sorry, Jesse Spano just never really did it for me. Even in Showgirls. Did you ever see that movie?
I did.
Terrible movie.
I don't think I've seen the whole thing, but I saw enough.
Gina Gershon's in it, though. I like her.
I like Gina Gershon. Monster babe, if you will.
Yeah. Actually, she was in a movie. I really quickly, Borderlands. Forgot to talk about that. I saw that recently. It's the new one based on the video game. This cast is unbelievable for how shitty this movie is. Cate Blanchett, Jamie Lee Curtis, Kevin Hart. I mean, just like those three right there, that's probably like $100 million. But yeah, this movie just sucks. That's all I'll say because I missed my opportunity before.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, that is my top three. You got any potent notables?
I have plenty. Do you have any?
I got one.
Okay.
I do have two, but one of them is, I heard you say it, and I'm like, yeah, I got to add her, Tia Carrere. But do yours, and then I'll do my other one.
All right. So then I have a couple. This one is kind of an interesting one. Hold on. This one is an interesting one. Myra from Family Matters.
Yeah. Yes. Wait.
Her name is Michelle Thomas, I think.
Oh, she was like Waldo's girlfriend, right? Waldo, Faldo, Geraldo.
I don't even remember, but
she was Laura's best friend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Short one.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
My wife, she talks about how I like the black ladies.
Okay.
And the black ladies like me as well.
That's what I hear.
Big hit over at the DMV. You know what I'm saying?
I think I know what another one of your potent notables is.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see if we get there. But Topanga? Anything for Topanga?
Absolutely.
Topanga's in my potent notables.
What about Al from Step by Step? Or any of the girls from Step by Step. They were all babes, too.
Yeah, Al was a babe for sure.
Yeah.
I just found out that Al and Stacey Keenan, who is also Dana Berger, they have a podcast on Step by Step.
There you go.
I listened to that podcast one-handed clapping. Do you know what I'm saying? Both of them, put them on my potent notables.
Hey, a show with Sasha in it as well.
Sasha Mitchell. Do you hear that? Those are my wife gathering divorce papers.
Yep.
Oh, well, what can you do?
This is a prime example of how to compose yourself on a podcast versus how not to.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But she knows. We're on.
Wait, tell me when you have one left, so I can. If you don't say it beforehand.
Next up is Alicia Silverstone.
Okay.
Solid. Clueless.
Yeah. I liked her in Clueless. Yeah. Not really anything else.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. But she was a babe. And then my last one, which I know you're going to get.
Is it Gia from Full House?
No, but I forgot. Add her to the list. The list gets longer. Yep. Definitely. And Megan hates that one.
That's why I thought of it when you were talking about Myra.
Yeah. No, the other one, potential top three. Like, this was the difficult one for me. But a Joey Lauren Adams.
Yeah.
Love me a Joey Lauren Adams. Biodome.
Mallrats chasing Amy.
I've never seen any of those, but I know she's in them. But
was that Clerks or Mallrats, the poster you just sold?
Clerks.
Okay, she was not in that, but she's in like 3 of the other ones.
Yeah, so that's my current list of all 90s babes, and then you could always add more. Like
yes, absolutely. All right, so the only other honorable mention I had, so this is a Baywatch babe, but not the one you're thinking. Erica Aleniak.
Is that the flat one?
Nope. No, not that one. And I know exactly what you're talking about. Erica Aleniak, actually, it's just because I think I listened to a podcast where they talked about this the other day, so right now it just like came into my mind. It's like, yeah, that was great. Her topless scene in Under Siege, it was just like, yep, everyone became a fan when they saw that. The movie Under Siege with Steven Seagal.
I don't think I've seen it, and I don't know her, but
you would know her if you saw her. Like, yeah, she was on Baywatch. She had like the shorter hair, I think. I'm trying to think what else she was in.
I'll have to do some research, I guess, on that one. Nicole Eggert. Add her to the list.
Yeah,
I'm a
Charles
fan
in Charge.
Yeah. So, what a good episode.
Yeah. Nice and quick.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and apologize now for the video issues that are going on the YouTube page, because I don't know what happened, but this is what happens when you record on an 8mm Sony camera.
Yes.
So
we're usually making snuff films with it, but
all right, well,
the audio should be fine, though. Right?
Let's pick up this new topic for next week, what our top 3 is going to be from this magical bucket that we have up here. I really hope it's something that makes you uncomfortable, and we can go from there. Well, remember, you have full veto powers on these things, so you can name them. You don't have to name them.
And I think, you know what, moving forward, I shouldn't tell you what it is. Let's throw it back in the bucket, unless you really want to know. Wait, hold on. Don't be trigger happy yet. Ooh, this is a good one. This could be fun. 3 things that suck about living in the Midwest.
Wow. Is that one of yours?
Okay, this was actually just like a topic to talk about, but yeah, I think we could definitely come up with 3. This is another one, though, where we might have the same 2 or 3.
All right, well, top 3 things that suck about living in the Midwest, and then, of course, if you want to add anything to that bucket up there, just please, you can send us a message on Instagram at Sasaandgoff. You can comment on any of the YouTube videos. I will probably see those. You can send us an email, sasaandgoff@gmail.com.
Or you can text us.
If you know us.
Yeah. Did you see, I sent one text just to see how it worked. I don't know if you ever saw that one.
Oh, I don't know.
And it just said, like, the Knicks suck and so does your podcast. Like, however, like, I didn't realize, like, it does show, like, the last 3 numbers of the thing, so it's like, oh yeah, mine's pretty easy.
No, I didn't see that.
It's probably because right when I sent it, I got the notification and probably clicked on it, so it negated it for you.
Yeah, so I don't think I get the notifications, though.
Okay.
And by the way, here's the thing. If you send in a subject and we pick it, right, we put your name on it if you send it in. And if we pick yours out, we will then send you a Sasaandgoff sticker in the mail. You get a Sasaandgoff sticker. Now, here's the thing. We don't have Sasaandgoff
I was going to say, I'm
stickers.
like, do I need to get on that?
Yeah.
I could do
so, if you're the person who sends it in and we pick it and you're the first person, then I have to print stickers. So you're forcing me to spend money from this cup. Anyway.
So.
That's it. So, anything else for today, or should we get out of here?
No, man. We should get out of here.
That's enough video issues. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.